Hello, my name's Katie and welcome to my shed. I've just realised I am very, very bright, but thankfully you won't be looking at me too much because otherwise you might end up with a bit of a headache. So I'm not, I mean, I do quite like clashing colours, but today is particularly clashy, isn't it? Apologies for that one. So it's been, I feel like it's been a while this week. Normally I record during the week and stuff, but because it's the lead up to Christmas, time has been a little bit precious and I've not really had that much of an opportunity to be in my shed. So I've come in this afternoon and rather than painting, I've been sorting out brushes. So I mean, that's always helpful. I haven't actually sorted out my brushes. So the other thing that I haven't said is these brushes are all ones that we bought off of our friend, hello Emily if you're watching, following the death of our friend who was Emily's mum, who passed away in this time last year. In fact, it was the anniversary of her passing yesterday, and it was when she passed that I decided to really focus on my art, and Lou and I decided to set up the business doing the art workshops, because that was one of the things that Gloria was always going to do and just didn't have the time to do. So when she passed away, Lou and I bought a lot of her art equipment, stuff that Emily wasn't going to use, and today we finally got around to sorting through some of the brushes. So I was on a call to Lou for about 40 minutes and we were going through all the brushes, deciding which are going to go continue in their workshop journey and which ones Lou wanted to use and which ones I wanted to use. And there's some that I don't know whether I want to keep or whether I want them to go into the workshop. So today we will test some of those out and I'm going to do a painting in honour of Gloria. So one of the things I didn't know about her, but I learnt when afterwards when I was chatting with Emily, is that she was, I mean, I knew she loved Scotland, but she really loved Scotland. She was also a fly fisher. I had no idea about that. So today I'm going to do a painting. I've got this picture of a Unsplash. The quality is not great because it's just the photo, but I'll pop the actual photo on after I've talked to you. So I'm going to do this, or something that looks a bit like this, in watercolour, just as a little nod to her, really. Well, that was pretty unpleasant, so I'm going to start again. I'm going to go with something a bit loose. So I thought I was being loose, but I wasn't. So I'm going to try and do it in a slightly different way and see how that goes. So let's try number 2. Hang on, I can't turn you on from there. This is, I don't know what's got in my head, but I'm struggling today. Oh, and I'm fidgeting. So I'm going to give it one more go. I'm going to do it smaller, and I'm going to do it much looser, and see how that goes. But I think I might end up having to call it a day and either record a different video on another day or something. I mean, something's got to give, but my head is not in the game today, clearly. So let's give this one a go. So I'm going much smaller, and I mean, I know I'm not very patient. I need to be a bit more patient. But let's wet this sky. And we're dropping, I mean, the water's dirty, apologies, but it's okay. It knocks back the white a little bit. I've changed over papers as well. I'm using another one of the ones that I bought from, which I don't know if this was Jackson's. It was Jackson's. The Canson 100% cotton hot pressed one. So that will also help. So first of all, I'm going in with a little bit of the Naples blush, and it's got something muddy with it because I'm just using a dirty pan. And we'll drop that in. I'm not sure what's happened, but I'm going to have to call it because everything I'm doing is just rotten. Really rotten. And I know I can do loose watercolour landscapes because I've been doing them. So I just don't know why. Something's got in my head today and it's not working for me. So I think when that happens, you've got to call it, haven't you? And tidy up and go in and eat some chocolate. That's what I'm going to do. I've changed my mind. I've just pulled the paint, dried it off, and actually I quite like the way it looks, but so I'm going to try and drop in some of this water, and then we'll go back in with the hills afterwards. So just got some indigo mixed with a bit of green, and what else is in there? A little bit of violet, actually, just for fun, really. So okay, so this next colour is green with a little bit of indigo and a little bit of ochre. I'm not sure it's the right. Okay, I'm much happier with that, although, I mean, it's still not my best work, but at least it's better. Now, I am not a figurative drawer. I just can't do figures, so I've got to work out how to get a sense of this person in without having to actually draw a person. So, a little practice on this bit of paper here. Let's peel this off. I feel like this was sent to test me. Not sent to test me, it was my thinking choice to do it, wasn't it? I'm not going to put you any closer because it's really, really rubbish. Okay, let's talk. Okay, so this is what we were aiming for, or something inspired by that. And I think on the first two I was definitely too literal, and actually they're still a bit damp down here. So I've got that one. Work over the top of them with something on Tuesday. Wednesday's Christmas Eve, so Tuesday's the 23rd, so I am off on the 23rd. I'm working Monday and Christmas Eve. And then there's this one, which from a distance, not too bad, but it does get a bit dodgy close up. I think some of it is I'm not used to working in muted colours, so this is very muted, and I wanted to get that sense of distance and stillness that you get. You know, I've never been to Scotland, but I assume that you get up there on the lochs and things, so I feel like that's not my skill set. That being said, there's bits of this that have worked out okay. I probably needed to have a slightly thinner white line on there. I think that's a bit much. The sky's come out okay. Doesn't have the sense of the other mountains in the background, but you know, and I don't mind it. I just think I don't really like the way the paint has reacted on the paper. Got quite a lot of cauliflowering, and some of that will be down to the way I've painted it. Some of it I wonder if it is the paper. But I haven't used this one before, but I have used the Aquafine. So this is the one that I'm painting on at the moment, and I don't know, I think I wasn't expecting it to, the paint just didn't move, it kind of stuck and dried out really quick. The person kind of looks like a person, kind of looks like a fishing person. Maybe when I come in a couple of days and I look at it, someone's getting the honky out there, I might not dislike it quite as much. And I think I do need to come in and do it in a different style, in a much looser, more me kind of style. I don't know what I was doing today, but it was not painting like me. Good afternoon. I've made it back in. Well, I don't even know what day it is. Tuesday, it's the 23rd. Yeah, Tuesday. So tomorrow's Christmas Eve. It's exciting, isn't it? I am working tomorrow, and obviously then it's Christmas Day. I'm unlikely to get in here on Christmas Day, and I mean, I could try, but we have got people coming over for dinner, so that might be a bit rude. But yeah, get them to do the spuds and I'll come in here. Probably won't go down well, so I won't do that. But I will get in here on Boxing Day. So Boxing Day is my birthday. Cue the all the comments saying happy birthday, Katie. And I'm thinking I might do a live stream on Boxing Day, which will have happened before this video comes out, if that is the case, because this will come out on the 27th. So let's see if I'm brave enough and if I can work out actually how I'm meant to do live streams, because I've no idea. So I might look into that tonight. I feel like it's quite a fun thing to celebrate with, isn't it? And generally on my birthday I do get to spend quite a lot of time in my shed, because I'm not that sociable and I quite like being on my own, as you've probably gathered by the fact I spend most of my time in here on my own. So right, I came in here to have a look at finishing this painting. It's not, I mean, they're really not pretty. So one of them I've turned over and I'm painting on the back. This one, it's just not. And then I drew some little cats on the back. So yeah, I'm gonna have one more go. This one is the best out of all of them, but it's still not how I'd like it. So I'm gonna have one more go, and I'm gonna go mixed media. And as much as I wanted to just do watercolours, I just don't have the skill or the patience, because I want it done now, you know. So I'm gonna start with some watercolour underpainting, then we'll go over the top with a bit of gouache and some acrylic or whatever, pencil, you know, we'll see. And I do want to be much looser, because if you look at my shorts, I've done a couple of landscapes that are really loose, like 3 marks, job done. And I don't know why I can't do that with this one. There's something stopping me. So that's what I'm going to try and do now. So I'm going to go in with some, like, I don't know if I've got any Naples yellow or something along those lines. Something for this. And then some of that Naples blush. I have got Naples yellow. And sort of do that. Then leave it be, and then go in with some greens or blues, pinks or something for the rest of it. And I am going to change the format from portrait to landscape. I feel like it works better here than that format. So that's what we're going with. Okay, right, let's do it. This is good telly, you can't watch it, can you? I'm going to get my dryer on that and blow it around a bit. Okay. Oh, I don't know. It just is not, it's not the one, this. But let's keep trying. I'm going to use the dregs that are in this one from the other day, because I'm too cheap to waste paint. I mean, there's bits of it that I'm preferring, but something's not right, and I can't work if it's the paper. I just don't know what's going on. But it's not performing how I would normally expect it to perform. So anyway, what I want to do is go over with some sort of a glaze in certain areas to knock it back and mess with the colours. This isn't quite right, so I've got to do something here. and okay, I mean, it looks a hot mess, but I actually quite like it. There's something about it I quite like now. There's some marks that I think are really nice. I feel like it recedes a little bit more, and it does have more of a sense of the image on it. I'm going to go over with some watercolour pencils to get a few fine lines, but also, and I can then re-wet it if I want to. And I've left it, this is still quite damp, because I quite like those sort of accidental marks that you get where it hits a bit of water and then it will splodge with those really tight drawn marks. So I like that combination, so that's what we're going with. Let me move that up a bit. Let me grab the pencils here. Just need a pencil sharpener. Okay, so first of all I'm going to go in with some purples. I want to get a bit of definition up here. Definition, but like some marks. This is still quite wet, so I'm not sure how bouncy my paper is. That worked really well. That's what happens when you recycle your tape. I don't think that's going to work. I think it's still too wet. Okay, let's see if this is a bit better. I might actually go in with, I've got a darker purple, so let's start with some of these marks here. I'm not going to put the fisherman in this time, or the fisher person. I am going to keep that off and just stick with the landscape. I don't know if you can see on this image, it's got these lines here. So I'm going to try and get some of those lines in. I'll put all of it in. Don't want to be too literal, but I do want to represent it a little bit. I'll use some of these as well. Okay. I quite like how this green's come out here at the bottom. Okay. And I would like, I am quite limited on the colours that I've got, but a long time ago I did a video testing out all the different watercolour pencils I've got, and a lot of them are workshop ones, but I have got this set of W.H. Smith's ones. I've had them, it must be 20 years, probably longer actually, and never used them because it just wasn't my kind of art. But actually, as I've started learning to play more and being a little bit more abstracted and with my paintings, they are quite handy. I'm going to treat myself to some near colours. I think I didn't want to go with the hype because I felt like I just wouldn't use them, but now I'm doing more of these sorts of mixed media paintings and drawings. I feel like I would use them, so we'll see what Father Christmas brings me, or the birthday bunny. I mean, realistically, neither of those things. I'm not going to get anything. We don't do presents, but you know, I might treat myself because that's how we roll in this house. Just want to get some of these sort of verticals and scratchy marks in. I think it might be just a little bit damp, so it's quite hard to get the marks. Marks in. I need something like this is probably the closest I've got to what I'm looking for, like a goldy colour to pick up this shoreline. Actually quite, there's sections of it I think work really well as they are. I think as a complete image maybe not so well, but I do think I just want to pop in a little bit of something complementary. I suppose we've got the purples and the yellows. Let's put the yellow one in so you can see what we're working with. Maybe need a bit of definition up here. Let's do that with a, like a deep red. It might be a bit bright. Let's try this one. It might be a bit too red. But if I go lightly. It's difficult. I still want to get rid of all the marks. I quite like some of these marks, but I want to give the sense of there being trees here. Okay, I had another attempt. I don't know why I feel like I'm flogging a dead horse here, but oh my goodness, I did try to do one more and it's not getting any better. So this is the one that we were doing earlier. I need something behind it because you can see the other picture, can't you? You can get something quickly. Yeah. So from a distance, I quite like it. There's so much bad technique and everything on this that it's a bit embarrassing, but like I say, from a distance I quite like it. I really like the colour set. It just didn't quite go, did it, how we wanted it to go. I mean, this one probably is the best one of the bunch. I did try to recreate it in a much looser style here, but I think I just went in a bit pink, so I might go back over that with a bit of ochre or something and see what happens to that. And there's the other one on the back there, but I don't know. I feel like today might be one of those days, or this last 2 days. What was I saying? Yes, I think sometimes there are just images that you get stuck with, and this is one of them. And I think I definitely think it has potential. I just can't work out what's not working. Actually, I think I can work out what's not working, but I just clearly haven't got the patience to do it justice. So that's that one. That's that one. I'm going to try and get in here on Friday and do a bit more to try and get an image that I'm happy with. But what I'm going to do now is get down that first colour so that it's fully dried, because I know what the problem is I rush watercolours. I'm not patient enough and I rush it, and then the layering just doesn't work how I want it to work. So that's what I'm going to do. And if that doesn't work either, I'm just going to sign off on Friday and you won't see anything else. Just thought I'd show you this little one that I did. This is mixed media. This is watercolour, pencil, bit of gouache. I was just trying to use as many really of the colours I love that don't really go together in one image. I really like that. So maybe actually rather than muting it down, I need to amp it up a bit. We will see. I'm gonna lay down a bit of paper, get my colours down and a head inside, and then I'm gonna come back in on my birthday and we're gonna have some birthday good luck and finish the painting. That's what we're gonna do. Right, I'll see you soon. Have a great Christmas. You're watching this after Christmas, but have a great Christmas. doing? Merry Christmas, it's Boxing Day, so that's my birthday. Happy birthday me. I'm not a fan of birthdays. I don't think I don't know. I don't know if it's just since I've got older and I don't like birthdays, but I don't ever recall loving birthdays. And I think some of that is being that close to Christmas. It's a bit of a naff time for a birthday, isn't it? Planned for today. So I really want to get finished this landscape. I'm halfway through it. Just going to finish it off. And if I can't make this one work, we're calling it. I have just come in. I do one or two of them I actually am liking now, so that's good. I'm not sure any of them will make it on the wall, but that's okay, isn't it? So that's the plan for today, and then once I've done that, I'm going to tidy up, and then I'm going to try, and probably fail, to do a live stream this afternoon. I've never done one before. I haven't got a clue how to do it. Don't even know if my laptop's the Wi-Fi will work on the laptop for me to do it. So that'd be fun. And if I have done it, it'll already be on my channel for you to see. And if I haven't done it, hey ho. I don't suppose anyone will join in and log on to watch it anyway. So other than my sister, who was going to do it just to wind me up. Right. Let me flip you around and show you what we've done and what else we've got to do. Okay, so this is where we're at. It's very different to the last two. 3, 4, I think I might have done 4 actually. But that's okay. I was looking for something a bit different. And I love this mark here, this line, and how that peters off. I like these bits over here. And there's just a few other bits I want to work on. And I might do a bit of gouache over it if I need to. If I can't get what I want with the watercolour. Right, you are going on time lapse because it's so cold and I've really got to get the heater on. And this video is quite long anyway, so you don't need to hear me talking more than I already am. Well, I think that I've made a lot of messes this week. Let's go through them all, and I'm sure we can find some bits of some of them that I don't think are awful. I'm not sure of that at all, but so I think we started with that one, or one of these two, but I mean that's pretty naff. I've used the wrong green, I've got the tones wrong. It's pretty unpleasant. Bear in mind, I mean this is what we were working with, remember? So, and then I went on to do this one, which I like more. You can see the other image through it, but I prefer that. It's a little bit looser. I really like the colours here. So there's, I found something I like, and I quite like these, but I think I reckon I could probably find little sections of this that would work really nicely in a small one. Maybe something like one of these, this size, which is a 10 by 10. I could possibly find something in there that I think would work nicely. And then we did this one, which started okay, and then I got a bit overexcited with the pencils. But again, there's some passages of painting which I really like, and then there's other bits like this muddy old section at the top, and yeah, that's just not good. Then I did the little one. Where did I put the little one? Here it is. That one, which again, that one's turned out okay, but I won't be using it for anything. And then I tried to go a bit more abstract, and then, which started off all right until I put in these big purple monstrosities. And then finally, again, I started okay, and then I just got carried away and decided to just keep chucking stuff at it. I'm really embarrassed. Just rough, if I'm honest. There are a few little passages that I like on here, but there's also a lot of very ugly paintwork, muddy colours, and yeah, just some really ugly work. So I think this week we have to say it's not a success, and that's okay. Some weeks are not successes, are they? And this is one of those. I have used a lot of paper, quite a lot of paint, and come out with nothing other than, I was going to say poor self-esteem, like just basically beating myself up for it being naff. That's okay. I have every faith that this afternoon I'm going to do something wonderful which will make me feel good about myself again. I think it's the trials, isn't it? It's the ups and downs of learning a new skill. And when I say learning, I mean I haven't actually learned how to do watercolour. I am just chucking paint at a paper and hoping it works. Maybe I need to do a bit of learning. I did buy that book, haven't read it. I'm going to draw some cats out of it. Anyway, this is this week. Let's call it a write-off. I'm going to think that although I was doing it in honour of my friend, maybe she's laughing at me thinking, haha, told you watercolours wasn't easy, because she did watercolours and I didn't. So maybe that is the lesson that we've learned today. Yeah, so I'm going to go and have something to eat, forgive myself for some terrible artwork, and come back in here in a minute, and we'll start again. We'll try again with a clean slate. So have a lovely week. I will see you soon. Bye.